Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Amy Austin.
And I'm Clay Yeager. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Athletics.
The women's basketball team took on Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns on Saturday to extend their winning streak. Khadijah Torbert has the results of the game.
The Troy women's basketball team defeated UL Lafayette Saturday night with its third straight win. This game was very crucial to finish high in the Sun Belt Conference.
We had a great win in Trojan Arena today. This win was critical for us in our march to try to finish as high as we possibly can in the Sun Belt Conference to get the highest seed possible in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Lafayette's a very good team, very well coached. They're small and undersized, but quick and forceful on defense. We wanted to make sure that we slowed the game down with the ball in their hands, and we did. And the challenge then is to not let it lull us to sleep, because this was not our kind of game. We sat back in a zone defense the whole time. Very different game plan tonight.
Even though this game was at a slower pace to Ashley Beverly Kelly's skill set, she is still thankful for the win.
Well, boring for the fans, but a win is a win, and we'll take it. Moving on to the next.
The first play for K game of the season ended up in a victory. Everyone came out for the pink out.
Well, it's late in the season, and you know we've gone out and dressed out many times this year. This kind of gave us a lift, just the look of it, and the people wearing pink in the stands gave us a lift because we knew that they were keeping up with us and supporting us and supporting what we support, the K-Yao Fund for Cancer Research. And just having the new uniforms, we're thankful for Troy administration for purchasing us those. The new uniforms, the new shoes, it gave us a lift today.
Being bigger and stronger offensively inside was the game plan, Coach Rigby says. That was the key to dominance in the beginning of this game.
They did. They set a tone offensively inside. We were bigger, bigger and stronger inside, and that was part of our game plan for them to take it to them inside. We wish we would have continued that throughout the game, but through substitutions and through different matchups and things like that, we didn't quite finish taking it to them on the inside like we wanted to, but they definitely set the tone at the beginning of the game that we were more dominant inside.
Khadijah Torbert, Trojan Sports Now.
The women's basketball team then hit the road to defend their three-game winning streak, and they did just that. Troy took on Georgia Southern and defeated the Eagles in overtime 99-93. The final seconds of the game came down to a last-minute shot by Renita Garrett, who missed, but Caitlin Ramirez got the rebound and made the shot to send the game into overtime, where Troy outscored the Eagles 17-11 to claim the victory. Junior guard Ashley Beverly Kelly had an incredible night as she scored a career-high 46 points. This also marks the most points scored by a player in the nation this season. Renita Garrett also made a statement in the game with 25 points and 17 rebounds on the night. Troy is now 11-5 in conference play and 16-9 on the season. The Trojans have now surpassed Texas State to claim third place in the conference standings and are now New Orleans bound for the Sun Belt Conference tournament.
The men's basketball team had a tough loss over the weekend in the Trojan Arena as they fell to UL Lafayette for the second time this season. This time, the Trojans were close as they lost in overtime 84-80. In the matchup, Chris Bilbo led three other Trojans in points as he achieved a career game high of 21 points. At one point, Bilbo sunk 7 straight points to cut the lead with 11 seconds in the game. Kevin Thomas earned his 14th career double-double and his 10th of the season as he scored 14 points. Musa Abdul-Alim scored 17 points, while Wesley Person had his 21st game in double figures as he scored 16 points on the night. Head coach Phil Cunningham says that even though the team has lost close games, they know they have to keep fighting to get to the postseason.
Well, it's been a tough road to haul here, and what we've tried to do, we've tried to be as positive as possible. At some point, they're all realistic, and it's tough to swallow losses like that, But the thing that we've dwelled on with the team is you're close. You're right there close, and it's a testament to your character that you've never given in, and you keep fighting and put yourself in a position to win. So we've just got to take the positive from it and keep moving forward, because the reality is we're not that far off. We're right there, but we've got to step up and finish the game off here real soon.
The Trojans just might get their chance in the conference tournament as they upset Georgia Southern 65-62. Georgia Southern was just points away from Troy the entire game, but Troy was relentless throughout the game to give them the win. At the end of the second half, Troy led 32-29 as they made a 13-2 run. However, to open up the second half, the Eagles pulled ahead 34-32. Troy quickly went on to score a 3-6 run and never looked back. Musa Abdul-Alim would lead the Trojans for the night with 25 points, from 19 of them coming from the second half. Kevin Thomas would shoot perfect for the night as he shot 4 for 4 from the floor and 3 for 4 from the free throw line, scoring 11 points. Chris Bilbo also scored double figures with 10 points while grabbing a team high of 4 assists. The Trojans now have moved up in the rankings to number 10 in the conference.
The baseball team started head coach Bobby Pierce's final season as head coach. The team took on Northwestern State for the weekend home opener. The 2015 baseball season started off strong as the Trojans took 3 out of 4 games from Northwestern State to win the series. In Sunday's game, though, Troy fell to the Demons 9-5.
When you look at the weekend as a whole, real proud of our team. We got to see a lot of new players play for their first time in a Trojan uniform. Northwestern State's got a good baseball team. To win 3 of the 4 games, I'm very proud of as well. Today's game just didn't get started the right way. We didn't start well on the mound. Had way too many walks, hit by pitch, too many defensive miscues. Puts too much pressure on your offense.
Several freshmen made appearances and stepped up for the team as they made their Trojan debuts. One in particular, Matt Sanders, made an impact at the plate as he hit over 500 in 3 of the games.
For us as a coaching staff, you see these guys do what they do since August when they've been on campus, but even all that time you haven't seen them do it in a real game. So there's always a little bit of a question mark of will they trust what they do and will they look the same as they've looked. Obviously Matt Sanders had maybe a player of the week type weekend. Sensational throughout in all 4 games. As the Trojans took 3 of 4 on opening weekend, Pierce said the future is bright, but there's still lots of baseball to be played. It's a long season. It's these are just the first 4 games. Obviously, I'm very proud that they've got 3 of the 4. We were like in game 2. I felt like that was kind of a gift. You know, it could have been a split series 2-2 had we not had the big comeback. So. To go 3 out of 4 in the first weekend's always good, but it's only the first step. So a lot of baseball to play. We got to keep getting better and building it out from here.
The Friday night win made the Trojans 11 for 13 in season openers.
After winning their first game in the Bulldog Invitational on Friday, the Trojans softball team was unable to pick up another win in their next 3 games. The Trojans opened up against Elon and ran away with the win 6-2. Troy then played 2 games against SIU Edwardsville and lost their first matchup 10-0, while in the second game Troy would lose again 5-2. In their final game of the Invitational, the Trojans fell to host team Georgia Bulldogs 6-12 to wrap up their weekend with 1-3 record in Athens. The Trojans were scheduled to play the Bulldogs in one more game on Sunday, but that game was canceled due to weather.
So, but on Saturday, you know, we talked about it after Friday and made some adjustments, and on Saturday I thought we played great. We didn't get the wins, but we played much better, and we played Troy softball, and I think we just didn't come out on top, and I think we can take from what we did Saturday and really build upon Wednesday and then this weekend.
The Trojans will now prepare for their next matchup against Alabama State.
The men's tennis team is back on a winning streak after a victorious weekend. The team defeated Bethune-Cookman 6-1. Gabriel Diaz won at the #1 singles flight, and Hassan and Deshame won the #2 flight. And for the doubles matches, Pablo Moreno and Andy Lowell defeated BCU 6-3 to take the #1 doubles flight. And while the men's team was in Florida, the women were competing in Auburn. The Tigers proved to be too much for the Trojans as they swept Troy 7-1. This was the first time for the women's team to play a ranked opponent. The men are now 8-4 on the season, while the women are 2-4.
The women's golf team had a rough start to their season as they traveled to Tallahassee for the Florida State matchup. The Trojans placed 11th out of 12 teams. Fatima Fernandez-Cano led the Trojans in their final round as she sank a pair of birdies and finished the round 1 over par. Other Trojans such as Langley Vanoy, Sydney Conrad, and Taylor McGraw all tied for 54th place. Vanoy and Conrad both shot a 5 over 77 on Sunday, while McGraw finished with a score of 81. Becca Horner would finish the tournament tied for 64th as she shot for an 83. The Trojans will now prepare for the USA Women's Invitational in Mobile. Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll have a preview of the women's basketball team's next matchup.
But first, I had the chance to sit down with baseball assistant coach Mark Smart. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.